many of you know, I'm in this graduate degree right now, and my 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 scholarly work is all centered in sort of this student-centered activities, student-centered learning, right? And so I'm very interested on decentralizing power, authority in the classroom. My own self, I have been a choir director for much of my life, which meant that I was in the front of the room, waving my arms around, picking the repertoire, making all the decisions, and 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 I kind of hit a wall with that. And so this is personally, I began this road of, as a music educator, I had to go back to my roots a little bit, as a informal guitarist, learning primarily by ear, like like how can I cultivate this space in the formality of the music classroom? And so I want to share a couple of resources that kind of brought me to this point today, to engage in this activity with all of you. And so I think first we need to take a look at this idea of musicking, right? So I've been throwing this term around, music king with a K, and that's not mine. And I have to sort of give credit to where credit's due for that. And so that is actually a term from author Christopher Small, and we're going to go there right now. And I should have his book open. All right, so you should be looking at my Kindle reader right now, and I have a little highlight there on Christopher Small's book, Musicking, right? And so Christopher Small comes up with this idea of music as a verb, not as this sort of esoteric thing that we put on the pedestal, that much of our culture and our society does, right? We go to the concert hall, we take our seat, we read our program. Instead, Christopher Small kind of takes this thing and says, well, what about are we in tune with every single person that's involved with that? He even talks about the person that takes your ticket, the person that helps you find your seat, the person on the backstage that's doing the curtain. Everyone is involved in this musicking process, as we present music. So I have a little highlight there. Music is not a thing at all, but an activity. That's something that people do, right? And it seems very like, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? I just wanted to like sort of frame that. So he comes up with this idea of music as a verb, and I wanted to give credit for that term musicking, that I've been using in this invitation. The next source I want to go to is a associate professor of music at Arizona State. His name is Evan Tobias. He wrote an article in Promising Practices in 21st Century Music Teacher Education. That resource is in that doc. So if you have a chance to take a look at this article, if you want the article, I'll be more than happy to share it with you. I have a highlight here, describing sort of the Imogen heap, right? And so I shared this idea with you all when I first invited. And so if you want to take a second just to read the highlighted area, I was struck by this idea of people contributing samples to form something larger, right? And so when I was tasked with this activity for us, I started thinking about, wow, what is it like to sort of decentralize for whom music making is for, right? So that's that first piece. And two, like, what would that look like? Like, how could that look like? Is there something that we could engage with or recreate in the classroom where we don't call all the shots, that every single person in the process of the creativity process has input to that? Which brings me to our activity today. Hopefully you found a sample that's interesting to you. Using your favorite DAW, go ahead and upload one of those audio clips from the folder, right? And then create a couple minutes of some organized sound or music that accompanies or enhances that sound bite, right? You can choose a variety of sounds. You could choose loops. You could choose MIDI files. As I was thinking about the Requiem, the War Requiem, I was thinking it'd be fun to find some Bach MIDI files and juxtapose it with some of those sound. I mean, that would be kind of interesting, actually. You can have any kind of percussion underneath that you'd like. Basically, I chose the 1 to 2 minute piece as a way to make this doable. When you're done, and that doesn't necessarily have to be today, but when you're done, I'd love for those to come back up to this folder. Just go ahead and export your file and export it as an MP3, and then drop it in this folder.
Now we good? Okay, all right, cool.
We are scared as Black people in America. Black men, Black women, Black kids, we are terrified. Black men, Black women, Black kids, we are terrified. Because you don't know, we are scared as Black people in America. Black men, Black women, Black kids, we are terrified.
You know, but JR, before you get going,
I mean, I could do so much more to it. I just put something together real quick.
Well, sure, and I'm super happy that like we're doing this, but like I'm also super like this is that I think we are developing that empathy. Like we're engaging with it, not living that experience. You know, this could very easily be like a 2-hour thing that we could do, but obviously we don't have that time. But I think it's so I don't want to minimize any of our like, oh, that's a great arrangement. Like that, I mean, that's actually cool too. And I can like geek off that stuff as much as anyone, but hopefully like I chose the samples, but like there are hundreds more that in the last 48 hours, there are hundreds more, right? And all I did was I found these things on Twitter, converted them to MP3. They're not very good quality, but it's like what's going on, and we're like touching the surface of it some way. We're like it's messy. I mean, and I don't know how else to say it.
So I love this because it was totally out of my comfort zone. Like terrifyingly out of my comfort zone. So it was great.
What's in it for us? What's in it for the Black community? What's in it for us? What's in it for us? What's in it for the Black community? Besides the same, what's in it for us? What's American taxpayer money? That's your.
All right, there you go. It's a start.
Quick question. Did you all hear the LeBron, or did you hear the LeBron stuff before today?
No.
Did you hear the Ice Cube stuff before today? How about Chris Endem? How about, oh God, Doc Rivers. Did you hear that one?
This is what I got. So I chose Doc Rivers.
the ones getting killed. We're the ones getting shot. We're the ones getting killed. We're the ones getting shot. We've been shot, and all you do is keep hearing about fear. It's amazing why we keep loving this country, and this country does not love us back.
That's it.
Very good. Very good.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. It's lovely to listen to the collaborations. Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, Chad, I think the next trick is
Yeah.
we each take our own little portion, put it in a folder, and then somebody else takes and runs and does their part with our part. And we take their part and we start building. That's the next key to, and if you were to do this in like a classroom setting or something like that, that's what you would do. You would open it up and say, all right, here's what you got. Go.
That's the intent, dude. You're right there. I mean, that's the intention. And if and when I have time, that is the goal: is to take all of yours and stitch them together. That's really the end goal here. Is that it's a collaborative creating music making activity.